no, the cat's just barely out of vision. There we go. The other cat's just watching him, by the way. They're so cute together. We are waiting for Harstem and DIMAGA. Harstem did come into the chat earlier today, so he knows that the games are close to over. There we go. Newkirk first.
Sweet.
Totally. Man, just this is kind of a group of old school names, right? Like, I mean, every single, well, not every single. Chaos, Harstem, and DIMAGA, I think, have been playing StarCraft 2 for a very long time in the European scene, and Bjorl's been playing as well, but in the Korean scene, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, Chaos and DIMAGA, I think, are the most throwback names you can really get.
Oh, hell yeah. Chaos, DIMAGA, like, every single European tournament from 2010 to 2012. You would have seen those guys in there.
Mm-hmm. DIMAGA, you can even still see some of his Brood War games, I want to say.
Yeah, DIMAGA's been semi-active in SC2 for about a year, I think. He retired, and it was very public, and a lot of people got really sad, but then he came back. Which is, you know, I just got to keep saying over and over again. For anyone that listens to me talk on stream or any stream, everyone comes back, guys. You can't leave StarCraft.
You can't.
You can't leave it. Whether it be StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, you'll be back.
Oh,
you think you quit? I know better.
I mean, that seems to be the case for a lot of people.
Yeah. They play the best game in the whole world for a while. They don't know how good they got it. They try playing a different game, and they're like, shit, this game just isn't as good. And then they come back. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. And that's DIMAGA and Cass both on Cascade, by the way. It's just old school names and an old school clan.
It's pretty cool that they still are part of that old team.
Mm-hmm.
They would have been on that team for 3 years plus, I'd have to say. Something like that. Long time.
Yeah, long time. And unfortunately, I mean, I would love to hype up the older names a little bit more, but Chaos facing Bjorl was just, I mean, that was pretty extreme. DIMAGA versus Harstem is not as extreme, but I still think that Harstem should take this 2-0. Oh
yeah, I completely agree. This is not as heavily favored as I would have favored Bjorl versus anyone in this group, but definitely a huge favorite here for sure. Mm-hmm. Cannot lie to you guys.
Can't tell a lie. It's game number 1.
I'm just bad at it.
The best of 3. And in the bottom left, as the red Zerg, it is DIMAGA.
And in the bottom right, the most beautiful lips in Europe, this is Harstem, the Dutch Protoss. Actually, if you guys haven't met Harstem, he's also a giant. He's one of those freakishly tall people. He's like 6'5", maybe.
I would say that of most of the casters, you're like one of the few normal-sized ones. When I first met Roddy, actually, I think the first event that I went to was actually MLG Raleigh. Roddy. But then I went to
Roddy and Raleigh.
IEM New York, because I was also during Comic-Con, and that's where I got my first like signature, right? And I feel so bad because back then it was Mr. Bitter and Rotterdam, and I only really knew Mr. Bitter as a Zerg player. So like they were literally sitting next to each other, but I only asked for like one person's signature. I thought that was a little bit awkward after I did it.
Oh, dude, that happens a lot actually.
Yeah. Sure.
But go on, yeah.
But then I had no idea how tall they both were, but especially Roddy, right? Like he's pretty damn tall. And then
and Roddy's not even the tallest one, guys.
Nope.
Feast your eyes upon Todd sometimes if you're ever in the same room as that guy.
Yes,
that is a giant.
Playing the shoulder game with Todd was quite difficult to do.
Yeah, I think you might. I'm surprised you didn't pop out of the socket there. It's really dangerous for your shoulders to play the shoulder game with a guy that big.
Yeah.
And also, of course, Tastosis over 6 foot. Apollo also over 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
But Kalaris and Nathanius are on the smaller end of the spectrum, and I'm in the middle.
Yeah, they're normal guys. The ones that also have to use a box, I suppose, to look.
Yeah, they gotta go on the box. I sometimes need the box and sometimes don't need the box. If I'm like next to Todd, I get the box.
Yeah, sounds like a bad thing. I get the box.
Get the hurt. Means I'm not over 6 foot, you guys. I'm 5'10" for all you wondering from home.
Now I know. Well, tallness aside, I suppose. Harstem is really a tall guy. Very chill.
Yeah, he's a giant. Very chill, very, very friendly. Loves to have a good time. Is one of the funniest people in the scene as well. He's one of those meme lords. I mean, if you find memes funny, please follow that guy. You'll have a good time.
Oh yeah.
Him and Thermal are a really funny combo when they get together.
I bet. Yeah. I got to hang out with Harstem like 2 years ago in Korea, and that was pretty baller. Went on an adventure, accidentally climbed a mountain, you know, typical stuff with soju in hand, of course. So it was all good. But a little bit about the game, I suppose. We have Twilight Council on the way for Harstem, running out of here with 2 adepts, looking for probably at least 4 drone kills. Already made DIMAGA make about 10 lings though, so that's like technically already like damage.
Yes, I agree. So, you know, those lings, if Harstem decides he wants to pull out and he doesn't lose anything, that's lings that aren't drones. Mm-hmm. It's always a nice move.
He's going to scout ahead here. I was going to say, it's a little bit dangerous, like just what he did there, because if speed was 10 seconds sooner, and that queen is like, oh god, there's adepts here, like, these adepts would have been surrounded already, but a little bit later, and DIMAGA wanted to hide the lings too. Looks like he might still be able to get this around, as the adepts are trying to shade back home, at least up into a wall would be great. Run, ladies.
Yeah, they're going to need a shade. There it is. And let's see if they can live against these lings. They lost 10 hit points, you guys.
They did. Ah!
Oof, they live.
Both of them do. Interesting.
Damn.
Well, that would have been a nice
battle-hardened women right there. Yeah, that would have been great for DIMAGA. But so basically what we were just talking about is that Harstem making these 2 adepts and getting to keep them, by the way, means that he's done damage to DIMAGA's economy indirectly by forcing a whole bunch of units out that really can't do anything right now, except for, you know, run around the map. Yeah. There's no break in that ramp. It does seem like DIMAGA is getting that Baneling Nest up and also a Evo chamber, and that's always an interesting combination of tech, because it usually could mean drop a Lord or getting +1 and Banelings as well.
He might. Okay, so, I mean, he should make a couple of Banelings and a lot of Lings, as the Adept deck is still on the way. There's an Englaves is finishing up, and there is a decent number of Adepts. I think the amount of Lings that he had might have been able to do it too, but Banelings will make sure the Adepts don't do anything. But it's more about this follow-up that DIMAGA hasn't scouted. It is a Dark Shrine Robo follow-up, so a bit of a twist on that old classic build, or 2 classic builds. Adept as an Englaves and Dark Shrine drop.
Oof. Very dangerous for Harstem here. He's shading ahead. So there is so many Lings and Banes. And, of course, the creep. You don't want to fight on that. 3rd Nexus on the way here for Harstem, as that Dark Shrine finishes up. Some DTs are coming down from that Warp Prism just down on the south. Was that 4th DT? Nope, not going to wait for it.
Nope, not going to wait for it. We've seen, I think, a lot of Protoss players adapt to just building the 2 initially, and then 2 more later anyways. But, you know what? DIMAGA never got any scouting whatsoever, and was thinking probably of a very different follow-up. So he has no Spore Crawler, Lair isn't done. Totally unprepared.
Yeah, dropping some Desperation Spores here. It's actually going to lose this Lair.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
That's not so good. Second Lair starts immediately, to his credit, but that's also just a mining base. Gone. As long as it's mine.
That hurts, man. Poor DIMAGA. What a rough start for him. You can manually detonate Banelings to kill DTs, even without detection.
I think wants to bait
DIMAGA
it.
may choose to do that, but yeah. Harstem's just done so much damage already with these 3 DTs. Oh, my God.
2 more being warped in, too. Like, where's that happening? Okay, 1 more to round this out to Archons, but I don't know where the other 2. Oh, there's a second Warp Prism. That's what's going on here. I love the second Warp Prism.
There you go. Some root hero action happening here. The double Prism play. Hell yeah. If you got the APM and the multitask, this is so goddamn strong. It is so good.
It's interesting. I think someone asked Harstem directly about what his thoughts were on this. I don't know if it was Rifkin or Fear Dragon. It might have been Rifkin, but I think it's kind of a sentiments as well. Like, if your micro is available, then it can be really good, but it's a little bit dangerous to try and pull off. He already has such a lead, though, in this game, and he knows how many Banelings are morphed in as well, that those are really just looking like, not even, like, prime for the picking here, but also just let the Archons soak them up and get out of there.
Yeah, he killed every Baneling just then with those Archons. Like, such a strong move here from Harstem. And DIMAGA is really against the ropes already. He's double expanding to try and make up for the fact that he's lost his main. Making a whole bunch of Lings, but Lings suck against what Harstem has right now. And he's just warping in to reinforce this. Main looks like it very well will go down again.
Yeah, spawning pool went down, so he's trying to remake that. Can only make the Hydras. with the current bank that he has. And Hydras would help out if they were in larger numbers, but even they are going to be susceptible to the Archons. There goes the hatchery.
And you can actually evacuate all of this as well. It's got enough space in those 2 prisms.
Yeah. I mean, behind all this, Harstem has had pretty damn good macro. Upgrades are on the way. Charge will to finish up. Missing a gateway here, I suppose, but that's small and insignificant. All 3 Archons are saved.
Yes, ma'am. That is a good start here for the Dutch Protoss, to say the least. It ain't over till it's over, but it's a extremely strong start. Now, he's going into Charge as a follow-up. Charge Lot Archon, my favorite unit comp in PvZ. Very excited to see that this is coming back in fashion. Charge isn't 100 yet. That's not coming yet.
No, it isn't.
No, waiting on that one. Hurry up, Blizzard. I want some more Charge Lots in my life.
One day. Well, that's a lot of Archons and Immortals, basically things that are going to soak up a lot of Banelings. And then once they do that, the Charge Lots can come in and deal with the Hydras. Pretty easy peasy. DIMAGA will have maybe +2. Actually, maybe not. It's like 20 seconds off. I like the creep spread idea, but that's a very small bonus here.
Yeah, a little bit of a retreating zone here for these Hydralisks. They're extremely important for DIMAGA. If he loses these Hydras or if they get too small in number, he is very much dead. So many Archons here. These Banelings and Lings really don't have anything to kill. They're kind of like a buffer for these Hydralisks. The Hydralisks are the big damage output here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I would say that Harstem might be missing a couple of sentries, not just like for Guardian Shield or defensive force fields, but also to go ahead and just slice the Hydras away from the Ling Banelings.
Yeah.
Usually you have at least like 1 or 2, but he skipped them entirely just for like more and more DTs. So he's going to lose his gateways, his +2, and
Forge.
this isn't bad. Oh.
Yeah, nice move here from DIMAGA. He had a nice concave of Hydras there. I'd love to see him go back there and finish off that Forge or even kill that Pylon. Looks like he's actually dealing with a big Zealot Warp in here at the 3rd hatchery.
Yeah. The attack goes in, a lot of Banelings on Archons. Needs a Charger Warp and probably to help take care of the Hydras, but he can go ahead and do so. Yeah, a little bit scared.
His army's looking great here. DIMAGA's doing a great job at the front lines, but Harstem still has plenty more where that came from. A ton of supply right now.
He killed 24 drones. He's even on top of an Evolution Chamber, so his upgrade still is spinning, surprisingly, but DIMAGA's going to lose his.
Yeah, didn't see that coming. I thought that +2 on that Forge was going down for sure.
Yeah.
Charge Lord's chasing back the Hydras, getting a couple of kills.
Yeah, every now and then. Got to pull back, though, regroup. I mean, the +2 wouldn't be the difference maker, as DIMAGA is just plummeted in supply. 33 drones overall. Still only 3 bases mining, but it hurts that he didn't grab that.
Ooh, a few more drone kills going down here for DIMAGA. Harstem again doing very well with his Prism.
Yeah.
These Zealots finally going to get taken out, but here he's done with that little attack there, and a nice high ground position for this War Prism to chill in. But that Overlord is putting an end to this party for that War Prism.
Not even quite. It's going to escape to the top left of Newkirk, and there's another War Prism in case that one dies that is just making sure the main base is never taken. So Harstem on 4 bases has already transferred drones at 76 probes, and now the gas-heavy Archons are coming in here, as well as Storm on the way.
Yeah, Storm will be the endgame upgrade here for Harstem. It's going to be extremely tough for DIMAGA to beat a Protoss army that has that much tankiness and splash damage. Charge Lord's coming up the front here. Plenty of Hydras to DIMAGA, but I don't know if there'll be enough once these Storms come in. Looks like Harstem is going to have a couple. There's 1, 2, 3 Storms going down, and a lot of the Hydras die here for DIMAGA, and that is going to be it. GG. Harstem getting game number 1 in a pretty one-sided game there.
Yeah, you know, DIMAGA lasted longer than I thought he did. Taking that much damage to the DTs is just brutal. And then he even looked threatening as he attacked in that Forge, but it didn't last for very long.
Yeah, he was trading very well with that army at the 3rd Nexus, and when he was touching on that thought, I was thinking, oh god, if he can stop +2, maybe there's a chance, maybe.
Yeah. Not really, though.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but no. So the next step's going to be Belshir. My camera's on. My
Cool,
cats
man.
have left me.
Oh, your cats are gone?
Yeah, I get tired playing with the
Shit,
earplug.
man. Guess everyone will just have to look at you instead.
It's not as good, man. It's not as good.
If you say so.
Cats are always better.
If you say so.
Especially the cute ones that play all the time. Ow. Oh, let's get
Don't all
going
cats
here.
play all the time? Oh, I suppose they don't. The younger cats play all the time.
Yeah, well, Nugget's very active, but Apollo's
Yeah,
chilled out.
I saw on the. It took a little while for the stream delay to kick in, but I saw on my other screen Nugget having a good time with that earplug.
Apollo will play with her, but a lot of times if she's playing already, then he'll just watch. God, Harstem. It's being Harstem.
Harstem's being Harstem, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Elaboration not required. He really is just he's what we call a mad lad.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
he's a man's man.
They're all ready to go. You guys can see maybe a small section of what I mean by Harstem being Harstem in the PMs. Please, invite, please, and please, invite, please.
I'm glad that's all it was.
Oh, yeah.
Belcher Vestige. Getting loaded up here for Game 2. Hopefully this goes to Game 3, but DIMAGA will need to pull his socks up here. It's an extremely strong Protoss. This is a guy that's been pretty, like, in the upper echelons of European scene for a long time while DIMAGA was on break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be tough. We'll see. I mean, he got really blindsided last game, so maybe just as a simple factor of not being surprised. But it is Belcher game number 2 in a best of 3. The loser of this will go to the loser's match, so it's not their last shot anyways. But they would have liked to have that extra life in the winners. In the top left, down 1, it is the blue Zerg, DIMAGA.
One of my favorite Zergs from back in the day. And in the bottom right, one of my favorite Protosses from right now. This is Harstem.
DIMAGA, he was one of my favorite Zergs as well. I mean, this was back when, I guess, Idra was my favorite Zerg, I think overall, right? Favorite player, actually. And then DIMAGA was someone that I had seen every now and again. I was like, yeah, I like this guy's playstyle as well. This is a very long time ago, though. DIMAGA, I mean, he had his ups and downs, and he still plays, but that wasn't... There's a highlight year, and it was super cool to watch him during that.
Yeah. I remember going to BlizzCon in 2011 and being, like, obviously, no one knew who I was. I was just some fan with crazy hair back then. And it was like, it was like being a kid in a candy store with all these pro gamers everywhere. I got pictures with everyone. I was one of those crazy fans, you know.
I wish I was.
With a phone and a dream. Just going around, like, I met Chef, and I was incredibly excited about that. And then I met DIMAGA out in the crowd talking with one of my friends. It was actually the first tournament I ever met Moonglade as well. It's weird to think that I met the best player in Australia while overseas, but it's when it happened. And then because Moonglade was such a chill dude, he got me into the Korean after party, and I got to meet MVP and Nesty in their prime. MVP had his badges.
Damn.
Nesty was a god back then. MVP literally rolled with like an entourage, which made him look even more baller because he had like bodyguards, translators.
That is sick.
Great. And that was also the same event that MMA won GSL Code. It had Code S finals and BlizzCon finals at the same event. So I have technically been to one Code S final. And that was when MMA beat MVP in that TVT.
Oh, a long time ago. That's so cool, though. I haven't even gotten that experience. Closest I got was the Legacy launch party, which was pretty cool, mind you. But I had not remembered / didn't realize that MVP was going to be there. So while I made sure to bring a couple other WCS cards to get signed, like I got Maru's card signed and all that, I didn't bring MVP's, and I was so mad at myself. Like, I'm never going to get another chance to get his signature.
Could have gotten the collection
Exactly. I also skipped Flash and Silky when I was in Korea because fangirls had swarmed, and I didn't want to break it up.
Yeah, I was super weird about that. I remember Bisu and Flash being at that 2011 BlizzCon as well, and I was too nervous to talk to them. Some elevator play here for DIMAGA. This is really cute. Actually may pay out here because Harstem's actually teching in a Stargate quickly. He doesn't have a ton of units on the ground.
And he has no idea this is happening. His probe scouted that the third base was taken as the natural, but he didn't go back to see if the third base was taken overall. And this is just absolutely a surprise. No pylon over here to check this out, and this is the type of stuff that is going to, like, win instantly sometimes. The Militia Corps is on the way, but not quite. And this is oh my god, it's a lot of links.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, it's a ton of links here for DIMAGA. They haven't gone into the juicy center of this crunchy Protoss candy, but That natural is very up for the taking here of these Lings. They shred the probe line here.
Yeah.
Still, with the Mothership Core out, she can overcharge pylons, but these Lings can circumnavigate that. Take out the Adepts, take out what's left of the probe line, get transferring probes still being made out of this Nexus as well. DIMAGA still ferrying in Lings here. He has a second hatchery over at the third location, but this is a ton of damage already.
Gateway. Warp Gate finally finishes up, so that'll help, but there are already so many Lings. Mothership Core goes to defend the front, not the main, and the Adepts are going to die here. Trying to save them.
The Adepts are getting pretty low. One lives there with a very, very low on hit points. A warp in here from DIMAGA, so it looks like he may hold. I mean, the Mothership Core did overcharge at the front, managed to keep those gateways alive, but that means that she doesn't have energy to overcharge in the main. And this Oracle isn't across the map getting drone kills either, because it needs to stay home so that Harstem doesn't die.
Yeah. Has energy again, but only for like 3 seconds. Barely even helps. And it might just be enough for the Adepts. He's got another round. There we go. 2 more coming in. Front still barely holding. DIMAGA is starting to think about plan B, I suppose, with +1 now on the way. But he didn't ever quite get enough probes. And then Harstem was able to just recover. And that's actually scary looking. Lings do get the natural, though, so I think the gateway's finally going to go down.
Yeah, getting this pylon would be pretty nice. That's the production here of Harstem once that goes down, of course, with the Stargate as well. So that's a nice little move from DIMAGA, because like Zombie Grub just mentioned very aptly there, is that he is still on 28 probes versus 18 drones.
No,
it's a recoverable position, but I mean, losing your production really does hurt.
Yeah, he's on 1 gateway and a Stargate. And I mean, if he has the minerals and gas, getting another Oracle wouldn't be a bad move, or even a Phoenix to at least push this Overlord off. But it's becoming really, really tight for defense, and Harstem is in danger of now losing his Nexus even.
Yeah, these Lings just won't stop coming. DIMAGA's just holding that Z button. Z for Zombie Grub.
Yeah, apparently. Phoenix is on the way. He does want to get rid of that Overlord and just focus on the main, or the natural, rather, the main wall, I suppose. But he doesn't have enough minerals to plant that down again anyways. Probe's desperately trying to get there, maybe, to do just that. Oh, they're just transferring. Depths transfer in as well. I think there's enough of them.
To their death.
Actually, you're right. They are going to die. They are going to die. They need to be up against a wall. That Oracle need to be helping. He wanted to get the wall off at the front again, so he's willing to sacrifice quite a few of them. But that might have been a mistake.
And I don't think the Phoenix has actually dealt with the Overlord yet either.
Where is that? It went across the map. It was rallied, I guess, where the Oracle was. That is a big mistake.
Come back home, Phoenix. You got work to do. There's Lings being ferried into your main, son.
Yeah, that is a big mistake. I think that more than a handful of Lings have come in because that Phoenix wasn't already taking care of the Overlord. But finally, it's going to happen. Front wall is broken once again. Harstem still has, money for warp-ins, but he lost those gateways, so he's got to pull the probes.
Sorry, guys, I'm sick. Yeah, I mean, he's continually taking damage here. I mean, DIMAGA can't keep this up forever. But, yeah, Harstem just needs to hold on and stop losing probes, and he should be able to recover here. I mean, this is very all-in by this point. He's just been making Lings for a few minutes. So...
yeah. It seems like he's about to snowball, and then Harstem barely holds on. So even though DIMAGA did finally get that +1, and that's pretty big, it's just... The Sentry's now being warped in, that Ceramic Sword never died, Oracle getting a bit more energy, no chance to get that Overlord back in there. All the things that DIMAGA really needs, it's now working out for him.
Yeah, and Harstem also has a nice SimCity, and these pylons are back a step, so he can actually force field to keep the Lings, even if they do break through this wall. So just warping into depths now with the small production that he does have. I think he has 2 gateways total now, with that Stargate, of course, being Oracles. Oracles are fantastic against Lings. And Harstem is holding strong.
Yeah. And if an Oracle ever finds a chance to go across the map, there are only Queens defending, so they could get quite a few kills.
So few drones here, he almost doesn't need to kill them, just make probes back at home. He's doing so great here. Force field is going to stop these Lings from getting into the natural. In fact, just a body block from too many Adepts and a Zealot as well. Deflecting DIMAGA here. And yeah, I mean, DIMAGA's in a situation where he can only make Lings. And he's very, very all in at this point. Your 2 Oracles are heading across the map. What's he going to do about it? What's he going to do, Zombie Grub?
Nothing. They can even kill the Queen
Get
and then
mad?
get the drones. Yeah, probably. He got so close to breaking Harstem on 2 occasions, I would say. Maybe even 3. But the Queen does go down, and the drones, even if they're pulled, that's Significantly
this
less
is
minerals.
a valiant move and really creative from DIMAGA, but unfortunately, Harstem is too strong. GG.
Close, but no cigar. That's
No
gonna be
cigar.
it.
Man, if I had a cigar right now, I would actually die.
Yeah, I bet you would. Not
What's
usually
left of
good
my
to
life?
smoke. Hey, that's it for that series, but we will have the chance to see both DIMAGA and Kas again later on. First, however, it's going to be Harstem versus Buell in the winners finals.
I've been looking forward to this one when I had a look at the script. Kind of assumed that this would be happening, but I'm very, very excited to see it happen.
We have to go back to NA after they do give me the maps, so I'll be back, guys, as soon as the lobby's ready.